Hi guys, this is Devnath from Officers IAS Academy and you're watching our new video 5 Kurals on Governance. Now it is the Tirukkural which is known as the Kural, it is the abbreviated form. Tirukkural was surmised to be composed somewhere between the 3rd century BC and the 7th century AD by scholars. It is composed by Thiruvalluvar and it is a treatise on secular ethics and virtues a man should uphold in his life. It talks about virtues a man should be upholding in his public life, in his private life, and in his materialistic life. It is considered to be one of the greatest work on secular ethics, and it has inspired many tall personalities like Leo Tolstoy, Mahatma Gandhiji, and Tandai Periyar. It is widely translated, and some scholars say that it is the second most translated book after the Bible. Now, Tirukkural was written during times when the prevalent governance system was monarchy, right? There was a ruler and there were people being ruled. So how does this Tirukkural apply to governance in today's world? Now, the special quality of Tirukkural is its universality, its non-denominational nature, and it being very, very contemporaneous, right? So let's see what Tirukkural has to say about governance. The first Kural, Padai, Kudi, Kul, Amaichu, Natpu, Aran, Arum, Udayan, Arasarul, Yer. A ruler who has a strong army, rules over a good law-abiding citizenry, has good food resources within his country, has a competent council of ministers, has useful allies, and has a formidable defense system, both artificial and natural, is considered to be the lion among rulers. Now, if you relate this to today's governance, it applies all too good, right? Padai, army; Kudi, good citizenry; Kul, good food resources; Amaichu, competent ministry; Natpu, useful allies; Aran, formidable defense. Now, when a country has all these things, it is definitely the country to behold. And we hope that India becomes that way sometime very soon. Moving on to the next Kural. Iyattralum, Eettalum, Kaattalum, Kaatta Vaguttalum, Vallada Arasu. In this Kural, he talks about the budgeting activity, what a government should be doing, a government elected by the people. A competent government is one which identifies sources of revenue, extracts revenue from such sources, protects the revenue earned, and then distributes the revenue earned in an efficient way. Iyattralum, finding out the sources of revenue; Eettalum, picking out revenue from the sources identified; Kaattalum, protecting the revenue earned; Kaatta Vaguttalum, distributing the revenue protected. This is what he is talking about. Now we have the budgeting activity of the government, which is covered under that Iyattralum, Eettalum, identifying the sources of revenue and getting revenue from such sources. We have a devolution, financial devolution to the different constituent states in the country. India is a union of states, right? So Kaatta Vaguttalum, we have the Finance Commission doing this. And how foresighted Thiruvalluvar was to think about this 2000 years back, right? The next Kural on governance. Edirada kakkum arivinar killai adira varuvador noi. In this, he talks about disaster management, disaster mitigation, disaster risk reduction, and also protecting a country against epidemics, foreseeing the future, right? Edirada kakkum arivinar killai adira varuvador noi. For those intelligent enough to foresee the future, there shall be no shocking calamity to encounter. Now we've moved from disaster management to disaster risk reduction and disaster mitigation, right? We've had the Sendai framework, which India has acceded to. And we have the Indradhanush plan, vaccinating children against future epidemics. This is what he's been talking 2000 years back. Now that is a good point to have on governance. Moving to the next Kural. Agaru alavittidayinum kedillai, pogaru agala kadai. In this, he talks about fiscal prudence. It does not matter if the revenue earnings of a government is small. It will not ruin the government as long as the expenditure does not outweigh the revenue. This is what we've been talking about, this fiscal prudence, right? We've had the FRBM Act We had the NK committee asking the state to keep this debt to GDP ratio at a cap. This fiscal prudence is given in two small lines, very comprehensive lines, which says Agara alavittidayinum kedillai pogara agalakkadai. The next kural on governance. Nirai neera neeravar kenmai piraimadi pinnira pedayar natpu. It talks about having good allies, right? Building friends, building allies. Now today it is a multilateral world, and India also, as you know, is getting into multiple multilateral forums. We have the BBIN, we have the SASEC, we have the Quad, we have the J. Recently it was formed, and we've been developing allies all through. And this is what he says: the allies of the intelligent grow like a waxing moon. The unintelligent lose their allies like a waning moon. If you see all through history, countries which have lost their allies, which have severed their connection with their allies, are definitely bound to fail. Now, a living example is we see the failed state of North Korea. Now that they're trying to build up relations with the US and the South Korea, but 2 years back, you know how they were. And as allies grow, the country itself develops. And this is what Tirukkurals also exhorts each government to have as a governance principle. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, click on the like button. If you'd like to share it with your friends, click on the share button. If you'd like to see more of such videos and more of such videos which talks about the Tirukkural, click on the subscribe video so that you'll get regular notifications. All the best.